8 teams with an SEC game this week. Who will prevail? Anybody on upset alert? Locked on SEC Squad Edition starts now.
You're talking ball with the SEC Squad. From Alabama to Tennessee, from Georgia to Oklahoma, from Auburn to Texas, it's the local experts of the Locked On Podcast Network bringing you scoops, breakdowns, and the most comprehensive preview of the upcoming SEC weekend. It's the SEC Squad, and we have a seat for you. Hurt feelings and thin skin are prohibited. Squad up, you're part of the SEC Squad.
Welcome into the SEC Squad. Sit back, grab your favorite beverage, and join us as we get you ready for another week talking all things SEC. Today's episode brought to you by FanDuel. Football season is here. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning all of your bets for this weekend. Let's welcome in our panel as we got a loaded one this week. We've got Jay Smith, host of Locked On Sooners. We got Zach Blackerby, Locked On Auburn. Corey Burton of Locked On Vandy. Stephen Willis, Locked On Ole Miss. John Neighbors, Locked On Razorbacks. Chris Marler, Locked On Gamecocks. Jimmy Stein, Locked On Bama. Eric Kane, Locked On Vols. And Brad Kellner, Locked On Longhorns. I'm Chris Gordy, Locked On SEC. And gents, we do it every week. We're out about this time. Let's start with you giving me a prediction for your team this week. Doesn't have to be a score prediction, but just what you think's going to happen. A certain running back going to go for 100 yards, whatever it is, just throw it out there. Jay, let's start with Oklahoma. That's going up to Temple for some weird reason.
Little history on that. That was actually scheduled when Matt Rule was the head coach at Temple. Yes, that long ago. And somehow it finally came to fruition. So they did a home and home. I know it's weird, right? But Rule was doing good things at Temple, but I digress. For us, I think in this game, we'll finally get a 100-yard runner because we haven't had one yet. I think we'll probably do that this game.
I'll go even further and say it's John Mateer is the 100-yard runner. Let's see. Zach Blackerby, give me a prediction for Auburn playing South Alabama. Really testing themselves this early.
Yeah. I'll say a big game for Cam Coleman. They've kind of been spreading it around a good bit. I think we see a season high for Cam Coleman.
Would love to see that. Corey Burton, we got Vandy playing South Carolina. What's a prediction for Vandy in their first big SEC road trip?
Streak snapped. I called that shot about a month ago with Chris Marler on the crossover. Diego Pavia is going to have a big game. So that's my prediction. I'm sticking with it.
Love it. Not going out on a limb there. That's not crazy to see.
Not a crazy limb. Yeah, no. Just
Stephen Willis, your Ole Miss Rebels eked out a win last week against the Lexington Kentucky Wildcats. How about Ole Miss against Arkansas?
Austin Simmons will not throw 2 first-quarter interceptions in this game. That is my prediction.
That's a good one. He's done it in each of his first 2 games this season.
Pretty bold at this rate, yeah. So I like it.
That would be good for them.
God, I hope he does. I hope he does it.
John Neighbors,
you do.
You got a chance to make a joke here, John, and make a prediction of Austin Simmons. But give me a prediction on Arkansas.
Well, I think Ole Miss is even more overrated than the Grove itself. So it's going to be a pretty interesting matchup. And I think Taylon Green is going to start his Heisman campaign against the Ole Miss Rebels this Saturday.
Wow. Okay. I like it. Not crazy to think. Chris Marler, Locked On Gamecocks.
Not crazy to think.
No.
Hey, Zach, shut up and let's move on instead of starting.
I like you. To say not crazy to think?
We'll get in a second.
If they go on a run, Taylon Green's talented. Look, I'm a Taylon Green fan.
I'm picking y'all this weekend, John. I'm not hating. But to say not crazy to think?
So weird that Zach's name must change to Chris Marler since I was asked the question. But anyway.
I want to be you so bad.
Bold prediction. Yeah, so many people do for sure. Bold prediction for this weekend. I think that Diego Pavia comes back down to earth, and I think it looks a lot more similar to last year in the 28-7 win against Vanderbilt that South Carolina had a year ago.
I'll give you a prediction for your game, Marler.
I didn't ask for it. I'm good.
Vandy doesn't punt to Vakari Swain. Stop kicking to that.
I'm going to talk about that in the next episode here.
Don't ask him. Don't ask him about it.
Jimmy Stein, prediction for Bama. Man, yin and yang. We saw a terrible Bama team. We saw a great Bama team. Now they get Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think week 1 was a massive underwhelm. Week 2 was a massive overwhelm. I think week 3 is just going to be a whelm. just right in the middle. The line is around 20. I think Alabama wins a boring game by about 20 with Ryan Williams coming back from concussion for a big play. I hadn't seen a big play from Ryan in quite a while. He missed out on all the 73-point fun last week. I think Ryan gets on the board with a big play on Wednesday. Alabama wins right around the number.
Is it at Alabama?
Yes.
Yeah, the cover athlete of the NCAA football video game. Need to see Ryan Williams go off here. Eric Kane, your Vols getting Georgia in town. Give me your prediction.
Prediction here, Gunner Stockton is about to get rattled early in this football game. First true road starts. He's actually kind of played a lot of football, but it's been an SEC championship game. It's been in the college football playoff. It's been at home, never on the road, and obviously never in the SEC. So I think the defense gets after him. I think the Neyland effect takes over. I think that's imperative for Tennessee to pull off this upset. That line's trickling down, though, but give me Gunner Stockton getting rattled early in this football game.
Go Dogs.
Brad Kellner, we don't need to see your poop face, but give me
No, we do.
a thought on Texas. Playing another cupcake this week. Arch Manning probably going to have another big day.
Well, my big prediction is Steve Sarkisian won't bring up the faces people make when taking a dump in his post-game press conference. Obviously, he did that in Monday's presser, but I think after the game on Saturday, he's going to refrain from any comments like that. So that's my bold call, Gordy.
I saw Marlo's reenactment of that video before I saw the actual video, and it was incredible.
Check it out on the interweb.
So good.
Spot on, dude.
I would love to hear the odds on whether he brings it up or not, because everyone loves a callback when it comes to comedy. And I think it was a weird joke because he didn't land, but he was like smiled like it did. He's like, got him. Like, what?
Got him.
No.
He was proud of that.
I think the easy response is Art hurt? No, he's fine. He just made a weird face on one play. It's fine. But instead, does anybody come look at you when you're in the bathroom? Like, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I watched you poop last night. I mean, I would never do that. Okay, Steve.
It was bizarre. It was bizarre for sure. It was about the weirdest answer I've ever heard a coach give. Coaches always defend.
No, I don't think it's anywhere near as weird as Baylor's, as Dave Aranda talking about throwing
exactly
midgets.
what I
That's probably the weirdest I think I've ever heard in my life.
All right, I was going to say from Steve Sarkisian at Texas, but yeah, no. Anytime you bring up midget throwing, that's going to take the cake over anything else.
What's going on at Texas with these Texas coaches?
You wouldn't get it, Zach. Nobody messes with that state.
Hey, nobody's asking about Arch Manning being injured maybe after that. I mean, so maybe that was the point.
Yeah, that's true.
Good call.
We completely missed it. Yeah. Fellas, let's jump into it because we've got so many games to preview this week. So let's do one of the SEC matchups here. I want to start with Arkansas at Ole Miss because to me this could be the most entertaining game in the SEC because in recent years it has been the most entertaining. These teams for some reason have weird things happen. So John Neighbors, start with you, man. Give me your thoughts, your feelings. What are we feeling right now?
Oh, God. Well, considering this is probably going to be the only time this season that I can go into a game feeling good and talk a little trash with it because I never have fun during these things during the middle of the season. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that this one is always drunk. We never know what to expect. And last year even, Ole Miss came to town and set every single offensive record known to man on Arkansas on their home turf. And I think Sam Pittman is nice of a guy and everyone loves him. You can tell in the press conference this week, he's taking this one a little personally, maybe not so much about last year and the way things went, but about the players that left him, like Patrick Kudus, like Luke Has, like Jalen Braxton, that are all playing for Ole Miss this year. And so, I mean, listen, if you told me this game was going to end in a final score of 58-56 in regulation, I wouldn't be surprised. But if you also told me it was going to end 17-13, wouldn't be surprised. You never know what's going to happen in this game. But what I do know is that Arkansas's offense is going really well right now. I know they haven't played high-level competition, but all things considered of what previous years have gone for Sam Pittman in these non-conference games against lesser opponents, you got to feel at least a little bit good about the Razorbacks. And to me, if they win this game, it really gets everybody on board to maybe think this is a good season. But if they lose this game, then I think people are just going to be, hey, you are who we thought you were.
It is a road game, Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Steven, what's the vibe on the Ole Miss side?
Good, actually. If you look at the fact that they've put themselves in so much trouble to start games this year, they've given up more points per game than first downs per game at this point. Pete Golding's actually putting a good plan together on the Ole Miss defense, and they're outscoring the other team by 3 touchdowns in the second, third, and fourth quarter of the game. The first quarter is a problem. They've got to get that fixed, and a lot of that comes from the interceptions, short fields, and stuff like that. If that happens against Arkansas, Arkansas is winning the game. There's not even any question about that. If Ole Miss can clean that up and kind of get into the second quarter and start rolling, I think Ole Miss has a little bit better football team than Arkansas does, and they've got some weapons. They can actually run the ball this year. They ran the ball they threw the ball one time in the fourth quarter against Kentucky, and that game was 30-13 at the end of the game, and that includes the garbage field goal at the end that Kentucky kicked. So it was actually 30-10. So other than the first quarter, they kind of turned it up a little bit. So I think that if Ole Miss can clean up that first quarter, they're going to win the game. I genuinely think that. But this is, as John said, this is the drunk uncle of the SEC schedule every single year. So if Arkansas won this game by 3 touchdowns, I would not be surprised.
And let me say this too. It's, of course, it's just not to be completely triggering and shocking to Zach Blackerby about Taylon Green and his performances.
I like Taylon Green. I like Taylon. I like him.
He's thrown for 10 touchdown passes so far this year in 2 games, which is double what anybody else has done in the SEC. Again, I know the competition, but he's also rushed for another touchdown.
That's 11.
I mean, listen, he is going to be a guy with Trino offense, as long as he stays healthy, a problem. And to me, just like the whole season, just like in this game, if Taylon Green has a great game, I like his chances. But that's why I feel there's also a really good chance, because of Arkansas's defensive line depth especially and how weak it is, there's going to be a chance that whatever the over is, hammer it. Just keep hammering the over. I think this is going to be a high-scoring affair for both teams.
Yeah, I think it's minimum like 42-38 type game. Seriously.
Yeah. Over-under set is 60.5, so that makes sense. Vegas agrees.
Does that count the first quarter, Steven, or are we doing that in this game?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about on that. The first quarter happened in the other. The results happened in the rest of the games, and almost blew the opponents out. The second, third, and fourth. We will deal with that whenever South Carolina comes to Oxford. We'll talk about it. I'm sure
they're shaking their boots in front of those 58,000 Vineyard Vine mannequins come to life in Oxford, Mississippi. Cannot wait to see it.
They were shaking their boots whenever they getting thrown in the hedges at Willie B. Whenever Ole Miss went the last time. But hey, we'll talk about that later, Marler. It's all right.
I can't wait. Let me have this game for a chance. There's one game. It's everyone.
I'm verbally arguing with everybody.
Why must we overlook Arkansas like this? So much disrespect.
Yeah. Come on. We're good.
I had this conversation with somebody earlier. If Taylon Green wasn't at Arkansas, the hype around him would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That's really nice. Thank you, Zach. That's a very nice thing to say. Yeah, if he wasn't at that low-level school that's just over there by itself in the corner playing with their crayons, like, yeah, they would be really good. He'd be really loved. Thank you. I appreciate that.
But to the point, if he has a great game and they win this game, it will put him on the map. He will get that national recognition, and Arkansas may jump in the top 25 with a win.
That's right.
That's right. Jump in the top 10 with that one girl.
People come in and be like, "Well, if he was on Georgia, he'd actually be good." Maybe that's
I didn't say that. I like Taylon. What do you mean?
If Arkansas won this game, they got a shot against Notre Dame in 2 weeks to completely put Taylon Green in the Heisman conversation. I mean, that's what everybody's saying. If he wins this game and then beats Notre Dame, yes, Taylon Green is absolutely in the Heisman conversation.
Real quick, guys, because we got more games we got to jump to. Real quick, show of hands. Are you picking Arkansas to pull off the upset? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got 4. Everybody else feels good about Ole Miss at home. All right, we'll see. I thought it'd be a little bit more 50-50 there, but what's the line? It's FanDuel's got about 9.
It's 9.5, just like last week.
It's moved down to 6.5.
6.5 now, FanDuel.
Wow.
With 16.5 as your over/under.
I'm gonna start hammering Ole Miss again.
Probably take the points in.
No, Marlon.
I'm on FanDuel. It's 7.5 right now. I just logged on here. 7.5 on FanDuel. So it looks like it's moving back and forth. A lot of movement.
Make up numbers. Somebody else say something.
I think it's 20.5.
By the time this airs, the line will be moved again. So
fair point.
The Auburn guy trying to talk about making up numbers, just like those national champions. So no one forgets, Zach. No one forgets.
Or as we found out, AP poll votes.
When we return, guys, we got Vandy, South Carolina. We got Georgia, Tennessee. We got Florida LSU squad talking more ball next. Back to the squad show in just a second, but it is almost the weekend. It's time to look back and crown this week's MVP on Who Delivered, powered by DoorDash. Just like you can win every Saturday with DoorDash Streaks, saving more every time you order. These players delivered when it mattered most. Let's break it down. And for this week, we're going with Diego Pavia of Vanderbilt, delivered in a big way against Virginia Tech last week. Second half, just blowing them out in their house. When the pressure was on, Pavia came through, no hesitation, no delay. And if you've been watching week after week, his performance wasn't a fluke. Diego Pavia is on a streak. And just like Pavia delivered for Vanderbilt, DoorDash delivers your Saturdays with DoorDash Streaks. You save every Saturday you order, stack it up all season, and you could save up to $250, including $100 in DoorDash credits. Order this Saturday, keep the streak alive, fuel your game day. Only with DoorDash. Terms apply. Promo period through 11/18. SEC squad show rolled along here, fellas. We are full on into it. We got some more SEC games to get into and dissect. And we got our Vandy host, we got our South Carolina host. So let's get into this one, fellas. Corey, start us off with the Vandy, fighting Vandies. I mean, the Commodores go on the road, rally, have a huge second half against Virginia Tech. How are we feeling about Vandy going to South Carolina?
Well, considering what happened at Lane Stadium, I feel pretty good. The physicality that Vandy brings is top notch. It's there. The run game is electric. The defense will flat get after you. I think they've kind of figured out a little bit of themselves and how they want to play against quarterbacks of the Kyron Drones, Lenora Sellers type of style, where they run, they're athletic, they can throw, they can do everything that you want them to do. They've got a good plan. They've got a good offensive plan. I feel really good about what this game is going to offer. I really feel good about the chances. I called my shot a month ago. I'm gonna stay with it though. I think this is gonna be a really good game. The streak's got to end at some point, and it usually ends in a way that no one expects.
Marler, what say you?
Just like Eric's pants, the streaks are never going to come to an end. Sorry, Eric. Zach told me to say that. I love you.
Catching straight. I'm just sitting here not even saying a word, man. What the hell?
Zach
What's going on?
told me to do it. Zach told me to do it. Listen. Sorry, Zach. I should have said anything. Let's just start the show over real quick, if you don't mind. Listen, all streaks come to an end. Maybe what I should have said was just like Eric saw in 2022 in Neyland. But I would also that would have been better. I also say my daughter and Corgi is in front of me right now, so I'm not going to address what I want to address, which is you just comparing Kyron Drones to Lenora Sellers
because style, not ability, style, the way they play.
Either way, I'm gonna make sure I talk about that for a lot this week because I get what you're saying. I also think that Vandy is a lot better than people thought. They've got a really good defense. I said this all day on Sunday. Good teams and good coaches do one thing a lot of the times consistently, and that's make adjustments at halftime. Vandy not just came out and outscored that team by 34 points in the second half. Steven, you love a half versus a full game. 34-0 in the second half. 34-0 in the second half. But more importantly, forced them to only have 21 total yards of offense, had the ball for 22 of the final 30 minutes. It's a really good team. I think that you're going to have to figure out ways to make Diego Pavia make mistakes, and he does not do that a ton. So I think the home field advantage is going to be a really, really big part of this game. But I think it's going to be – I think this is the best game of the weekend. Georgia, Tennessee, historically, best game on the slate. Like LSU, Florida, another incredibly drunk game, just like we see with Arkansas, Ole Miss. There's some really good old-school SEC games here on the slate. But I think the most evenly contested game is going to be Vandy and South Carolina. It's going to be really good.
Can I bring this up?
Crossover is going to be lit, by the way.
I'm going to bring this up real quick before the rest of you guys jump in. Can we talk about role reversal, just like stats that blow the mind? I know we're only 2 weeks in, but South Carolina rushing offense ranks 101st in the country, passing offense 104th. Vanderbilt is 27th in rushing offense and 46th in passing offense. The mind blown there that Vandy has had the better offensive showing so far than South Carolina.
Did you see South Carolina run the football the last couple of years?
We're talking about this season, Marler.
Right.
I mean, yeah, we said role reversals. Yeah, that's fair. Sure. Yes. They've struggled, and the struggle with the offensive line has not changed, and that is a major concern. At some point, I'm just going to say, everyone's starting to say it. I think you're going to start seeing it at some point. But Lonnie Teasley is the OL coach. I think he's going to end up taking a back seat to Sean Elliott, and Sean Elliott's going to take that over because there's no improvement. There's just been no improvement. I know you guys love offensive line and tight ends coach talk, so that's why I brought it up. But I mean, John especially. But yeah, it's bad. I'm going to leave. I got to go.
Yeah. They talk about how styles make fights. This game is an absolute of styles make fights. You've got the tempo slowed down with the Vanderbilt Commodores. I think South Carolina is going to try and go quickly against Virginia Tech, their best series when they were running tempo. I think whoever can impose their will on the other team is going to end up winning this game.
And same with Virginia Tech. Their best series against Vanderbilt was early on when they went tempo, when they drove, when they went off the opening kickoff. They had some good tempo. They had some good rhythm. I think if Lenore Sellers can get into that type of rhythm, he's going to be really tough to stop. And if Vandy lets him run, it gives him lanes to run. If the rush gets to him and he has a little avenue to sneak out there and pick up some yards, he will, and he will be dangerous. If you give him time to throw, he will be dangerous. So Vandy has to cut all of that out. They have to eliminate all of that space, and they have to make sure they hit him repeatedly if they can.
That's rude.
It's going to be interesting to see this one, because think of the narratives that come out of this. If South Carolina wins, a lot of people have them pinned as a potential playoff team. Lenore Sellers, potential Heisman candidate. But on the other side, if Vandy wins, we're going, Vandy get to Atlanta? Like Diego Pavia? Like, are they that good?
Doing that? Who's doing that?
You got to.
Keep going. Keep going.
I mean, after what we saw from Vanderbilt last season, you can't just discount them. If they go out there and win some big games, they're going to be in some conversations. People are going to begin the hype train.
You know what I love about this more than anything is that all of the talk on this game this week has, like, because of the game last week especially, and I think like it was a great win for Vandy. I think Vandy's a good team. All the talk has now become they're still an underdog, but it doesn't feel that way a lot. Like it's almost like this is like the what's the word I'm looking for, Eric? You know words better than I do. Come on. Not fancy pick. That's you're not gonna help me out. I don't know why I asked you to.
Popular.
I don't know the word I'm looking for. It's probably a really big word. That's why.
Darling.
Like they're like everyone's favorite pick right now for an upset this weekend. God, I explained that poorly.
Man, this is a guy who talks for a living. Can you imagine?
That was really bad.
John always did that.
That was really bad.
I'm about to drop.
Hey,
But y'all do have a common opponent, so that is where that conversation's coming in. You got a common opponent, and Vanderbilt went on the road and beat the dog out of them. So
made him quit. I mean,
my main point is what you just did, which is that everyone keeps talking about Vanderbilt when it comes to this matchup, and there's way less talk about South Carolina, who is more talented and has the best player arguably in the country because of how he looked in a 2.5-hour rain delay game last week against an FCS opponent. And that's fine. I think Vandy's really good.
I'm not talking about that game. I'm talking about your shared opponent.
I'm basing it on what Vanderbilt was, like Jay said, what Vanderbilt was able to do coming out of the second half, how they were able to take over that game. Like, this is a different team. This is a well-coached team. This is probably the best coach they've been in a really long time, maybe ever.
Yeah, if Vandy wins against South Carolina, if Vandy wins against South Carolina, they'll be 5-0 going to Tuscaloosa.
Can you imagine? They'll be 6-0 leaving.
And Jimmy, that probably scares the hell out of you as a Bama guy.
Well, I think teams all across the SEC are going to be very difficult to beat at home. As a matter of fact, on all these SEC games this weekend, I like the home team to win all 4 of those games, and it's going to be extremely difficult for Alabama to win in Columbia, no doubt.
So real quick, raise your hand. Are you taking South Carolina to hold serve at home? We got 1, 2,
Eric,
3,
just because of what
4,
I said.
5.
Not
all
just
the rest of you
because of what you
taking 5. The other 5 are taking Vandy. Wow. Okay, so that's a 50-50 game. All right, when we come back,
Eric,
guys, we got some big ones.
I got a Tennessee fan talking trash in my comments for Vandy. Love it.
Why are you guys reading the comments?
Well, when we return,
it's your skin.
Never read the
Tennessee, Georgia, LSU, Florida. We'll touch on those next. Back to the squad in just a second, but Mazda, they craft cars for those who do more than simply move. Mazda delivers confidence with every ride, with more IIHS top safety picks awards than anyone else as of August 2025. From footwork to breathwork, athletes, they sweat all the details. Mazda brings the same intention to how they craft every model. You can feel Japanese craftsmanship in every detail, from the metallic accents to available Napa leather upholstery. You can make everyday drives feel like anything but. From smooth handling to intuitive controls, like our players, we sweat every detail because when you make every moment count, impossible becomes irrelevant. Mazda, move and be moved. This episode also brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. And look, the NFL season, we are into it. FanDuel is making sure you are ready for kickoff in this week's games with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. If your bet wins, you will get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Again, if you've never used FanDuel before, check them out right now. Get signed up and take advantage of this great offer. And you're going to love using FanDuel because if it's however you like to bet, player props, same game parlays, just want to bet on a bunch of underdogs, you can make it happen over there at FanDuel. They make every game more exciting, whether you're watching your team or just keep an eye on your fantasy matchup. It's quick, easy, and the best way to add a little more energy to your Sunday. So what are you waiting for? If you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. SEC Squad Show rolled along here, fellas. Let's dive into the big one. It is happening in Knoxville, where home of Eric Kane. Eric, help us out here. Tennessee versus Georgia. Georgia has won 8 in a row, but the fighting Joey Aguilars, they look pretty good so far.
Fighting Vandy's.
Yeah, I mean it's. I think Tennessee is. I mean, a lot of people came in, once Nico left, and I mean, he really wasn't that great here last year. Typical, you no longer on your team, you got to talk crap about him, right? But stat line, he wasn't very good last year, and like once he left, everybody just thought Tennessee was going to be awful. And I'm not saying Tennessee's going to be great with Joey Aguilar, but he's been better than I thought the first 2 weeks for sure. I mean, I think you can tell he's a veteran quarterback. He takes what the defense gives him. They've hit on some explosive plays. That didn't happen much with Nico or Joe Milton, so it's been fun, man, and I'm excited. Georgia's won this game eight years in a row. Josh Heupel has beaten pretty much everybody in the SEC he's played, routinely. Not routinely, but he hasn't been able to tackle Georgia yet. Georgia's still that one team that he can't get. Can that change on Saturday? We'll see. I think Georgia's defense has shown nothing to this point. I think that's going to be a salty matchup with Tennessee's interior offensive line. Gunner Stockton has not been impressive in my opinion, but I'm not buying stock into what Georgia did against Marshall and Austin Peay with a kickoff that was moved up an hour, then they were delayed 2 hours. I'm not. I mean, I think that Georgia's offense is going to be more dynamic than what we've seen against Marshall and Austin Peay. So, but I do think the Neyland effect can take over, but you got to give them reason to, and Tennessee's got to get off to a good start. And like I said in segment 1, I think Tennessee's got to make it really tough on Gunner Stockton.
Yeah, I kind of was on. Hopefully, everybody understands I was on record saying that I thought that Tennessee would be better with Joey Aguilar than
you were. I remember.
I didn't hear that ever.
I think you were the only one here.
I think I really was. But Joey always came across as a quarterback that, if he had the right tutelage, I thought that he'd be able to be above what the floor is we've given to him. Right. I always felt like he would outperform himself based upon the tutelage, and I think Heupel is a really good coach when it comes to that, and he has shown I think he is going to be a solid quarterback this entire year. He may raise Tennessee's floor a lot more than people expect.
Yeah, nice try. Tutelage is not a word for one. 2,
you're welcome.
The whole point of I said this over and over in the summer too, Eric. Thank you for not noticing. Is the offense isn't based off of just like being able to have like a 5-star quarterback that shows up in Cookie Monster sweatpants and can throw the ball 1,000 miles, or it's not based on that. It was not like that with Milton. It was not like that with Nico. All you need to do is have somebody be accurate on deep balls, 20 and 30 plus yards on the field. And Aguilar, even without a lot of help from his receivers so far, he's been that. So,
yeah, 73-yard bomb to Braylon Staley against Syracuse, a 53-yard touchdown to Mike Matthews against the East Tennessee State. Now, I will say that one, it was one of those like, I'm getting pressure, let me just throw it up to my guy and he'll come down with it. I mean, against Georgia, KJ Bolden back there, I mean, that's going to be more difficult. But to your point, I mean, he's deep ball accuracy was kind of his thing, coming into Tennessee. That was kind of what he was known for a little bit. Yeah. That was a plus part of his game, and so far here in the early going, it's been nice. And you're gonna have to hit on a couple of those against Georgia. I mean, I think that Tennessee is obviously gonna have to make some plays. I think Tennessee's they ran the football finally in this series. Could not run the football at all in this series until last year. Tennessee ran the football well, but couldn't defend the middle of the field, and so Carson Beck tore him apart. And I think Mike Bobo, I think Georgia in general is just gonna look at what they did last year and try to duplicate that.
Yeah, Clint, for me,
not here. I was gonna say, does anybody want to take the Georgia side of here?
Yeah, who wants to be Clint? Who wants to do a Clint impression?
I'll try to do my
Brandon, let me tell you something.
He'll change his mind 5 minutes after he says anything. So
I'll do my best. Here we go.
say something, and then 5 minutes later, say the total opposite. It'll be fun.
So, Eric, I think with these two quarterbacks, I think honestly, this is going to be the chance for them to really. It's going to be a huge test for both of these guys reading these upper. Like I think Tennessee's going to throw a lot at them. I think Georgia's going to throw a lot at Aguilar, and there's going to be a lot of confusion there. I think this is going to be relatively low scoring because of the defenses and how they play against each other.
I think the under. I like the under.
Yeah, I like the under, and both these quarterbacks. It's going to be, who doesn't make that back-breaking mistake, because both quarterbacks are going to make some mistakes. They're going to each one of them are going to turn the ball over. It's going to look rough at times for both quarterbacks. It's going to be which one doesn't make that just awful back-breaking mistake.
I think too, I was talking about this with Gordy earlier. Like in this matchup, man, like Kirby, so good with his corners don't ever get called for PI.
Yeah.
Like they are so physical, especially playing press man. Tennessee's wide receivers have gotten whipped in this series. We're just whipped. Can that change this year? Can Mike Matthews, who is could play safety in the SEC, is his physicality enough to win some of those battles at the line of scrimmage and go make some plays for Joey Aguilar? In 23 and 24, Tennessee's wide receiver, 22 specifically, Tennessee, great season. It was like 1 versus 3, whatever it was, go down to Athens and Tillman and Keaton and High. They just couldn't get off the line of scrimmage, right? So that is an individual matchup out on the perimeter that I'm watching because it's been one-sided the last couple years.
It rained that year, which is like really unfair for Tennessee. So
And another thing, whenever Lane Kiffin used to go up against Alabama, I always used to say, don't get beat by the numbers on the side of the helmet before you even make a play. Mm-hmm. Tennessee has to worry about the G on the side of the helmet and get through that first. If they can do that, they have the talent to beat Georgia.
The big thing, I think, Eric, we talked about this the other day. You and I were talking about it off air when we were getting frozen yogurt the other day, unlike you and Gordy's phone call. And what I was going to say was they've scored first in this game every year under Heupel. 4 straight years, 5 straight years in the series. And then something happens, whether it's adjustments, whatever, they kind of fall apart. Like it happened last time they went to Neyland, broke off a long run, I think, in the first play of the game or something like that. So,
right.
Yeah, so they just need to figure out how to be more consistent. Like you don't even need them to score first. You need them to score consistently throughout the game, which sounds so stupid and elementary, but under the tutelage of all the people that are tootling, like that's what you got to do, right, Jay?
I know it's only been 2 weeks. It's only been 2 weeks, but Georgia total defense 8th in the country. Tennessee total offense 2nd in the country.
That's awesome.
So it's good on good. We'll see. Quick raise of hands. Who's taking the Georgia Bulldogs on the road? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I love that.
What is that? 3?
I like it.
I'm taking Tennessee at home. I'm taking all these SEC teams at home.
I just need Tennessee to win, so that way Tennessee's longest losing streak against an SEC opponent becomes Arkansas. That's all I really care about.
Good stat there. Real quick, guys, let's hit on some of the other games here. How about LSU Florida? This one certainly lost its luster after Florida loses to USF, but I still think a very dangerous Florida team that, look, if they can find a way to go to Death Valley and beat top 10 LSU, I think you get buy-in back from the fans there in Florida Nation.
This game just screams Florida's going to go down there. It's going to be a possession game in the fourth quarter. Like they're going to lose, but it's going to show everybody like, oh yeah, we're Florida. We have good players too. We have our quarterback's got a high ceiling, all that, and more. After you're losing to USF a week ago, I think they're going to lose. I think it's going to be close. I think that it's going to be one of those remind you who's on your schedule type game, and that being Florida.
Yeah, I think LSU wins at home, but Florida makes it close, and I think similar scores. I wouldn't be surprised if any of these 4 games is separated by more than 7 points, including Florida at LSU.
Is LSU actually down their center this game?
He's day to day, so they don't know if he's actually going to play or not. But it's not. There's like reports that it's going to be a tightrope. What's it called? Tightrope surgery or whatever it was that Tua had that one time. Like it's not that.
Cedric Tillman had that. He was out. He was
3
pretty
weeks
much gone for the season. Like he came
back. It's not that. They list him as day to day to their day. I think just being around it down here in Baton Rouge, I think looking at this game, I think there's a lot of stuff that Florida could take advantage of, and I think they're going to play better and inspired football coming off a loss and coming down here and all that kind of stuff. I also think we haven't seen the best version of LSU with the receivers being as explosive as they could be. There's only 3 pass plays over 20 yards or more this season. I think that changes. I think that this gets back. Like this is also a revenge game for LSU, right? And I think that we see more of the explosive plays in the offense. They're down the tight end because Trey'Dez Green's going to be out. I like the fact they got Donovan Green from A&M. But the one place they have no questions about at all right now is the defense. And that's kind of crazy to think about where this LSU team is. And they really don't have any question marks in the secondary. That secondary is legit. I think Lagway gets picked off at least twice.
I think Florida wins.
Wow.
John, shut up. Just shut up.
Of those 4 games, guys, which one would you take the best? Which one's the best quarterback matchup of the 4 SEC games?
This is a simple. Don't overthink it. This is a very simple answer.
I mean, it's got to be.
It's definitely
Florida,
Vandy, South
LSU, right?
Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bama, Wisconsin.
I don't know. UTEP's got a former 5-star with Malachi Nelson going up against the 5-star and Arch Manning. So
Right, you're so
Those 5 stars.
That's a good point.
Right.
5-star versus 5-star.
I saw Malachi Nelson poop one time in the 3rd grade and has changed my entire opinion on him as a person.
Can you get?
I'll never be the same, brother.
Can we give an impression of the face you saw?
Dude, that was... I don't know. I don't sit here and watch Malachi
You show the
Nelson
strain.
sit down to pee. No, what? Sark, what?
Oh, he sits to pee now too.
It's way more convenient and healthy for you, okay? Some of you guys don't have a prostate. Anyway, I think the best one is Sellers and Lagway. But I will say I think not Lagway, Sellers and Pavia. But I also think that that game in what do you call it, in Death Valley is going to be pretty good too, because I think Nussmeier, we were like, dude, he's second to last in the SEC in yards per attempt. Like, that's not what we expected out of this offense. I think all that changes.
Yeah, really. Thanks, Lane Kiffin, for having a crappy quarterback, because it could have been Arkansas and Ole Miss. Could have been.
It's true.
Should have been.
Hey,
But
That's going to be a
watching
good
it.
one.
I watched the Giants the other day.
The light
Jackson
has to
Dart-
come on. It has to come on.
doing nothing. He, could have played in this game. What about the other big game, guys? We didn't even touch on. It's Texas A&M at Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
Does
Wow.
anybody?
We haven't, have we?
Does anybody have vibes in this one? Are you look Irish looked
Wait.
okay, but
Catholics versus the Colt.
Texas A&M is in the conference.
Oh,
I always forget about
shut
that.
up, Jay.
Oklahoma just got y'all going to 10.
As a long-standing member of the SEC, I
Armed
refute
forces
your
games
claims
last year.
and your disrespect for us as a blue blood. I digress, though. It is going to be interesting to see Notre Dame coming off a bye week. Did y'all see that one of the AP voters left them off of their ballot last week, forgot, and put them back on this week? I thought that was quite hilarious.
At 8.
Hey, let's lay off the AP poll, the non-ball knowers poll.
Yeah, we'll leave him alone. But I do think that's going to be an interesting one. I think A&M actually pulls this off. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
right.
This
It
is a game
feels
that Texas
dumb.
A&M has to win. This is
It feels like a
that
dumb
A&M
game.
has to win.
I like
If they
A&M
wanna
too.
get
I
past
think,
Yeah, I do too.
I think they'll win. I think it'll be tight, but they'll win.
I really don't want them to win, because I just feel like no matter what, because I'm going to make this about Arkansas, because I always do, because none of y'all will. So I need them to lose, so that way Arkansas has a better chance, because I don't think they beat both Arkansas and A&M. I don't think they beat both SEC teams, but they lose one of them, and I just don't want it to be Arkansas, because that's a home game at 11 a.m. and we need this. So
If Texas A&M wins, you guys probably shouldn't even play the game.
Yeah.
You know, that's what
just
sucks.
I just
Call it.
here for the tailgate, man.
John, I like the optimistic version of you. I like it.
Yeah, you not frowning. It's like what a world of
That
change.
smile
I
just
love
warms
this.
my face. It warms my life.
That's why. Like I have nothing to be mad about right now. But trust
You'll
me,
find
I'll think
something.
quick. Listen, I go with the flow of everything, but I'm feeling good right now. But here's the thing: you like optimistic. You don't want cocky. You don't want confident. 'Cause I'm going to make you all miserable. I'm going to make you miserable.
John
That's
John
what
made me
you are
miserable,
now.
though.
John in the Ryan Mallett days, he was insufferable. So
Rest in peace, man.
Just the 2 years. just
Hey, listen, we had Darren McFadden.
McFadden.
You ever heard of him? Yeah, he was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good.
Felix Jones.
Yeah. So we had some
Can't
years.
believe y'all lured a Tulsa boy there.
Yeah,
Ooh,
we
I didn't say that.
real
He's up the
quick,
street around the corner.
real quick, guys. Any other games intrigue you? We've kind of. I know Zach, y'all play South Alabama. Jay, y'all play Temple.
USA.
Bama, Wisconsin. Any of those other games?
On the
We're
road.
not talking about
Game.
Auburn, South Alabama. We're not talking about that.
Why would we?
Go ahead.
Oh, I just thought y'all would have opinions on it. No, nobody
It's
cares.
USA. That's what it is.
If it was
Nobody
North
cares.
Alabama, then come
Jags.
find me, Zach. If it was North Alabama, come find me. But
We're from
South
Alabama,
Alabama,
too.
I don't think so, brother. Come on now,
That's a good
Jaguars.
point, Marler. That's a good
I will
point.
say that
Jags, no.
you cheering for a team that's playing USA says a lot about you, not the rest of us.
Ooh, good
Yeah.
point.
Zach,
Good point.
friend of ISIS. Here we go again. We have to beat the allegation. Every year we do this with you.
Yeah,
By the way-
the Mississippi State person isn't even here, and they actually had people try to join.
Yeah.
Hey, they get Alcorn State. They'll win that one. Mississippi State will be 3-0. Watch out for the Bulldogs.
Don't jinx it.
What was their over under?
2.5.
Or was it 4?
I think it was 4.5
No.
or 3.5. It's somewhere around there. They're going to smash the over. They're going to get somebody in the SEC.
I think there's a good chance they start 4-0 and then finish 0-8.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
They were 3.5.
Jimmy
They were
Neighbors.
3.5.
So 4's over.
man.
Yeah.
We're halfway there.
Jimmy's a savage.
Yeah.
Off the top rope.
That would be
Vanderbilt
good.
was 4.5, so there's a chance both of those could go over. That'd be amazing.
Vanderbilt hit the over last year. Wasn't much.
Speaking of 3.5, probably about time to head on out of here, boys, huh?
Well, hey, I just want to say, if Corey can get it to 5-0 for Vanderbilt, it would be hilarious if he is like the guest of honor on the Amazon College Football Kickoff
Hey,
show
let's make it happen.
talking about the
Let's
Alabama.
get in.
That would be amazing.
You've been on the show the last 2 weeks, Corey.
He's dressed like the Vandy Pimp guy on SEC Shorts on that
What
show.
is that show?
Steven's been on there the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Brad.
well, this is my debut this week, I think. I don't know.
Hey, as we wrap up, Brad, say something. You didn't say enough today.
I'm just watching y'all's face to make sure I'm scouting for next time you guys take a dump. You know, this is what we do around Austin now. So if you guys want to send me some pictures after the show, I will take them for Sark.
Actually,
Brad, I got to
No
get
one
out of here
send
and
me
take one of
pictures,
these, brother. Am I right? Am I right? You with it?
Yeah, it means number 2 right there. We will leave it there, Jets. Thanks for making the SEC squad your go-to every week. And hey, remember to follow and subscribe to your favorite SEC show, and we'll have you covered talking all of our teams throughout the rest of the season. Hey, be sure to check out Locked On and Fire TV with the college football preview show every Thursday right there on Fire TV. I'm Chris Gordy for the SEC squad. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Jackson Arnold forever.